Actually, I don't know if I can make my camera full screen or not. Hold on. I mean, kind of. Here, let me do this. My hair's all screwed up, of course. Nothing I can do about that. My hair's going to be screwed up no matter what. What can I do, right? All right, so what's going on, everybody? What's going on? I could chill with you guys for like an hour. If I feel like an hour, you know, it depends on how this goes. Like I said, I don't have much going on. I guess I'll turn off my PS4. Ah, shit, I shouldn't have done that because I should have. You know what? I will download Toe Jam and Earl while we're talking. How about that? That'll make sense. Let me turn the pre and PS4 back on. Roger Fan wants to know what was my favorite part of Persona 5. Tough question because a lot that I like about the game. You know, the plot itself and the character design and the individual characters are interesting. There's so many of them in your party. How each character has their own specific dungeon, and the dungeons were much improved from the previous Persona games. The turn-based combat was much improved. I mean, there's a lot. My PS4 won't even turn on now. Hold on. Nothing is easy tonight. Everything is like a task, a chore, and annoying. Yes, it's turning on. Infinite just gifted us up to Ratchet Fan. Thank you, Infinite, again. Ratchet Fan, congrats. 2-Bar King just did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you, 2-Bar King. I got a Pro. Yeah, I've had a PS4 Pro since last August. Someone donated it to me. Thank God, because my old PS4 that thing was on its last legs. It was having so many issues. Seriously, it was having like tons of issues. All right. Would I ever go skydiving? Hell no. Nope. Number one, I'm afraid of heights. I know it's an irrational fear, but I am still afraid of heights. And number two, I don't take crazy risks like that, you know? Toe Jam and Earl back in the groove. Here it is. 20 bucks, not bad. We're sorry, this product cannot be purchased at this time. I can't buy it. Alright, I'll try to try later tonight when PSN stops being dumb as fuck. Cannot be purchased at this time. Okay. Did I claim the PS4 Pro on my taxes? You cannot claim it. Because I didn't spend money on it, so I can't claim it on my taxes. No. I cannot claim it as an expense. Does the Pro put out more frames per second? In general, I've noticed some games run really well on the Pro. Some just still run at 30 frames per second. The thing is, I've never directly compared my regular PS4 to the Pro to say, oh yeah, on the PS4, regular PS4, it was like 25 frames, and on this one, it's like 45. So I couldn't really answer that, but in general, I would say, yeah, it probably does run stuff better. What was for dinner tonight? I had an Italian-style salad and chicken noodle soup. It was just mixed greens. It was like lettuce and carrots and cabbage, red cabbage, and I did fat-free Italian dressing, a few croutons, and a little bit of shredded cheddar cheese mixed together, and healthy chicken noodle soup, not like Campbell's salty ass. It was like fresh chicken noodle soup made by my local supermarket. So that was my dinner tonight. Yes, I am absolutely passing on Dead or Alive 6. I'm not going to play it. I explained it on my pre-stream earlier today, but I'll explain it now very quickly. Number one, I don't think it's a game that's going to have legs. I think it's a game that I would just play the campaign and maybe the multiplayer once or twice, and then I wouldn't ever play it again. So I don't think that it's worth buying. And number two, Mortal Kombat 11 is coming out in April. That's going to be the hype game. Like, everyone will completely drop Dead or Alive 6 and never touch it again once that's out, so there's no point. The Hopper says, I've ever thought about getting workout equipment or hitting the gym to get exercise after the streams. Yes, but in reality, there's no time. Like, just to give you guys some perspective here, all right? This is purely being honest with all of you. Woke up this morning, washed up, used the restroom, went downstairs with Kat, and, you know, did our morning stuff. Kat had a cup of coffee, and, you know, I had just some water, I think. Some mornings I'm hungry enough, I'll have breakfast. Some mornings I won't. Basically spent like 20 minutes with her, talked about the day, what we're going to do today, yada, yada. Came up here, got started with work, got the stream going, was in here streaming from 10 o'clock in the morning until 4 p.m. By the time I was out of here, she was already gone to go to work. So what did I do? I went downstairs, made dinner, made a salad, made my soup, ate it, cleaned up, washed everything, cleaned up the house a little bit downstairs. Today was garbage day, so I had to bring out the cans and do a bunch of stuff like that. And by then, there was like maybe 25, 30 minutes to just like sit. So I watched a little bit of SmackDown from earlier this week that I didn't get a chance to watch. So I watched a little bit of that. Then it was time to come back up here, back to work. Here I am on stream. And as soon as I'm done with this, I'll be uploading, and then I'll be waiting for Kat to get home. Where was the time to work out? See what I mean? Like, my day is work, with very little downtime or relaxation until very late at night. It's very, very late at night. Usually like 11 p.m. my time is when my relaxation time comes into play. That's not the time to be working out. You know what I mean? That's when you're supposed to be going into down mode. And it sucks. Like, I wish I had this lifestyle. I wish this lifestyle that I have because of my job allowed me to have an active lifestyle. It doesn't. The one day a week that I get a ton of exercise is when Kat and I have our day off. We go out and we're like hitting up the town. We're going. We sometimes go somewhere for breakfast, or if we got to do errands in the morning, we quickly do them. We go around, you know, doing the stuff we need to do. So it's just moving constantly, driving, walking, moving, walking. You're trying to get physical activity in. Sometimes we just go to the mall just to go to the mall and walk around. We don't even spend money or buy anything. We just do it to get exercise, you know? So my days off are my days when I get strenuous physical activity in. And actually, it's true, by the time that I get home, because usually we go out like 10 in the morning, we don't come back till like 8, 9 o'clock at night. I'm like dead tired because I'm not used to strenuous activity like that. Could I do exercise equipment? Probably not. And the reason I say that is there's really nowhere to put it. Like, there's no giant empty space in the house to put stuff. People are like, you have this giant house. And I'm like, well, in reality, we have a house, but there's a lot in it. You know, the laundry room is full of shit to wash laundry. The dining room has a giant dining room table that takes up all the space. The living room has a giant couch. There's not like an empty room in this house where there's tons of room for anything. So I don't even know where I'd put exercise equipment. In reality, I would like to like going to a gym, just walking on a treadmill, maybe riding an exercise bike, doing basic stuff. But I don't have the time to do it. And 9 times out of 10, when it's time for me to actually have some free time, Kat's at work with the car. So I couldn't even go if I wanted to. So it sucks. Can I afford to stream less? No. Freddie Bosley, I'm barely making ends meet doing what I'm doing now. Barely. I told you, my account gets overdrawn now on a monthly basis. I can't. I have to stream as much as I do, if not stream more. I can't stream less. Slop Tart tipped me $3, says something about being banned and wants an unbanned, but doesn't give their name, and I know nothing about it. You're contacting the wrong person at the wrong time. Sorry. No one wants to see me working out. Oh my God. Someone said, stream yourself working out instead of playing a game. No. It's disgusting. That's just what you want to see me. Profusely fucking sweating. Plus, how do you think I'm going to stream me working out? How am I going to get a camera into the fucking room? What are you talking about? How many push-ups can I do? How the fuck would I know? You know, the last time I did push-ups was in the 2000s. Why don't you get a real job? Well, because a real job pays less than what I make, dummy. That's why. This is a real job. In fact, this is one of the most fucking real jobs there is because it's a ton of work and it's a ton of micromanagement and it's a ton of stress. This is definitely a real fucking job that I've done since 2011. Don't tell me something that I've done for a living for almost 10 years is not a real job. That's just ignorance. You are stupid. What do I think of the quote, true knowledge is knowing that you know nothing? I mean, for me, see, I wouldn't agree with that quote 100%. I would say true knowledge is knowing that you don't know everything. That's what I think. Not thinking that you are so... You know everything, you know better than everyone else. If you go through life with an open mind to see other people's perspectives and or see a bigger picture when it comes to stuff, you're going to have a much better life than someone who's just like a pig-headed person who's stubborn. That's how I used to be, and my life, in my opinion, right now is much better now that I've become a more open-minded person. So, Dope Boy KG could be the dumbest person in a while in a stream. He just says, you're complaining about not having enough money, yet you don't want to change. What do you not understand? I make a lot of money doing what I do. My problem is not the amount of money I'm making. It's the amount of debt I have, and I've accumulated over the years because of things that have been fucked up that have happened to me. I make more money now than I ever made before I ever did this for a living, period. So you are an idiot. You are a moron. If I quit this job to go do something else, I would make dramatically less money doing the new job. So why would I hurt myself to get a different job? Stop being stupid. Coco HD cheers, and maybe you can wake up earlier and go to the gym or go for a walk for an hour and then get ready for the main stream. Well, thing is, I now get up roughly, on average, around 9 a.m. I usually go to sleep around 2. And you might say, why so late? It's because Kat works late. She usually doesn't get out of work between 11 and 12 p.m. She gets home then, and that's when we spend like 1 or 2 hours together before we go to sleep. It's the most time we have together all day. So I can't go to sleep earlier. I go to sleep late. Now, if you're telling me I'm going to go to bed at 2, wake up at 6 in the morning to go to work out, you see what I mean? It's not going to work. Sloptart tipped me $3. He says, Sloptart is my name. That is my username. I want to participate. Well, I could see what happened. Hold on. The new user commands that are now available on Twitch allow us to bring up logs and to figure out why someone got banned. You were banned on the 13th. Let's see why. We can do live. Here we go. Well, let's see. The 2 things that you said in the stream chat, Sloptart. First was, when can we see your jerk-off clip? And the second thing you said was, look here, look, listen, a meme of someone else. So, I know why you got banned, because you're a fucking idiot. That's why. Now, if you want to publicly apologize for what you did to get banned, of the 2 things you ever said in the chat were both stupid shit, and you apologize and say you'll never do it again, maybe I'll consider unbanning you and giving you a second chance. There you go. I guess he didn't think that I was going to look that up live on stream. Judicious Echoes just did 1,000-bit cheers, and an occasional post-stream sounds great, especially for March going into tax season. I hear ya. Like, when I can do it, like tonight, I could have went longer with the game. I don't want to. Like, I think 2 hours was good enough for Subnautica. I'm just enjoying just relaxing and talking with you guys for a little bit. So if and when I can do this in March, maybe I will. And you're right. Maybe it'll be a great opportunity for a little bit of extra fundraising or whatever, because I need it, okay? Which, by the way, before we adjourn tonight, I will explain a little bit about March. I'll talk about this on streams tomorrow too, but basically, some things are going to be more supportive than others in March, okay? The King in Yellow wants me to look up the ban chat logs whenever someone asks to get unbanned. Sure, why not? But the thing is, I'll do it now. I'm not going to do it during gameplay and derail all the game. You know what I mean? Now I don't mind doing it. The Hopper says, not going to lie, every once in a while, streams winding down like this is great. I hear ya. King, Big Ol' Goose Judy says, live troll redemption court should be a new segment of yours. Roger Fan says, what's your favorite Dark Souls game? It's still Dark Souls 1. Still my favorite. Mexican Surgeon says, this is very chill. I enjoy it more than the gameplay of Subnautica. It's because it is. It's just me talking with you and just interacting and just shooting the shit. This actually is more chill than, oh my god, micromanage. Oh my god, there's leaks. I gotta fix these. Oh my god, I'm out of resources. I gotta go get resources. Oh my god, I'm being attacked. Oh my god. See, it's not very chill, honestly. Minecraft is. Subnautica is not. Minecraft is like you can be chill. You can build things so you don't get attacked. You're fine. You can be self-sufficient. This is like, it's not. I'm sorry. It's still a good game, but it's definitely not a chill thing. It's just not. It's not very chill. I've already cut a ton of bills. People, can you cut bills somewhere to help? It's not. My situation is not a situation where I can shave $100 off a month and I'm fine now. That's the problem. I've cut bills everywhere. I've reduced everything. I've reduced my internet bills. I've reduced my television bill. I've reduced all my costs in the house. I've done everything I possibly can to reduce, okay? Satisfied the Dog says, what's the sub-event for this month? There will not be a sub-event in March. There will not be a sub-goal in March. I'll explain why in a minute, okay? But there's no sub-goal for March. There will be a sub-goal for April, but not for March, I think. Cut the second internet line. Actually, just so you know, it's actually cheaper for me to keep it. I know that sounds crazy, but it was late 2017 when I knew I was going to have to start cutting costs around here. And I called my cable company. And I said, number one, I don't want your cable service anymore. And I got rid of the television. I said, number two, I want to reduce cost on internet. And basically they said, well, what we want to do is actually save you more money. And we have this promotion. It's I think it was a 3-year contract that will sign you up for this discounted rate for 3 years. Keep both your lines. And they actually increased the speed of my internet over here for a locked-in rate that was less than me paying for just the one line if I did it by itself. So I signed a 3-year contract. Now the catch is, I have to remember in late 2020, no, that was it was late 2017. So 2018, yeah, late 2020. So late next year, I have to remember to contact them again and say, once that contract expires, I'm done. I'm going to just go to the one line or whatever I'm going to do. Because it's funny that they did that. Because I was intending to get rid of everything. I actually have a landline phone. I don't use it. I was going to get rid of that. And they said, no, we're going to log into this package for 3 years. It's cheaper to get everything. So I did. Yeah, that's right, Bambino. That's exactly what was going to happen. For me to cut stuff was actually going to make my bill go up. I did cut out the television. But then they were like, oh, well, now your bill will be this unless you get this special package. I'm like, all I want is the one internet line. It was more expensive. So I said, all right, we'll do the package and we'll reduce the cost. Did I lose interest in PC gaming? I noticed you haven't watched or played a PC game in a long time. For me, it's not that I lost interest. I cannot play a PC game because I have to capture at one quality for YouTube, stream at another quality for Twitch because Twitch only has certain limitations that make it lower quality. And when I do that while playing a game on my PC, the whole thing craps out and can't do it. If I had a gaming PC just to play the games, and then I had this dedicated PC here to capture and stream, I could do it. But I don't have that set up, so I can't do PC games anymore. I can only do basically like indie PC games that don't take up a lot of resources. Those I could still do. How many marathons in March? No, one marathon. There will be one special marathon that's going to happen at some point in March. Okay. There will be a retrospective event in March. That's basically kind of another marathon, but sort of a different kind. Instead of me playing games and stuff, it's going to be us watching back vlogs and on previous playthroughs and stuff. So at least 2 special events in March, okay? Hello, Yusuke. How's it going, man? Good evening. All right, you guys have any more questions, or would you like me to talk a little bit about March and this, the stuff coming up and being serious about March and basically kind of talk about the whole month and what I'll be going through? Is that what you guys would like right now? Because I'm going to do that before I adjourn tonight. No, I'm not doing Cooking with the King. Oh my God, Genetic Gamer, man. I'm not doing Cooking with the King. No. All right, here's the deal. Me being honest with you, I want to talk about this on pre-streams and everything starting tomorrow as well. March will probably be the most important month ever for me as a content creator because I need to basically raise as many funds as possible, way more than usual. You know, typically I make a certain amount on Twitch every month. It's great. I can't complain. I need to make way more than that in this month. The reason being, my taxes are going to be coming due, federal taxes, in mid-April. I think the exact date is April 17th. I could be wrong there. It could be the 15th. I don't know yet. I'll know when my tax attorney completes my taxes. I just did all my tax work earlier this week, did everything that was required of me, sent it to the tax attorney. Then he wanted more information. I gave it to him, and he's working on it right now. Didn't give me a commitment of when they will have an answer for me of how much I owe and all that, but they're supposed to let me know sooner rather than later. I told them chances are in April I may be traveling to go to Connecticut to visit my parents, and therefore if that's the case, that's even less time for them to finish it and give me what I need to sign off on forms and have it filed. In addition to that, I told them the earlier you tell me how much I owe, the better it is for me because I can figure out how much I need to raise. Okay, so I've got this huge amount of money that I know I'm going to owe the federal government. All right, I know it. And I'm very nervous because here's the deal. The way it works is twofold, okay? When it comes to federal taxes and the fact that you can't pay them, one of two things will happen. The federal government will either say, we're going to put you on a payment plan that you will agree to. And it could be up to, from what I understand, it could be years, or it could be short term. It could be whatever they decide. You're in their hands, what they want to do. Now, the way the payment plan works is if you don't pay it, now you're really screwed. Because if you don't pay their payment plan, now they can actually try to garnish things like wages and stuff. Just basically, money that I have coming in, they'll try to take it before I can even use it. I don't know how much they could possibly do. But in general, it's not good. If you repeatedly don't pay your taxes, you go to jail. Felony tax evasion. Okay? So in this regard, it's a big deal. If they put me on this payment plan, I have to find a way to pay it, and I don't know what it's going to be. It could be, oh, we understand your things are super tight right now and you're not doing good. So here, it'll be a couple $100s a month. Maybe I can make that work. Versus, you know, oh, $1,000 a month. I don't have it. There's no way I could pay that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. The other thing they can do is they can put a lien on your house. So they might say, now this is just me pulling a number out of thin air. Phil, you owe $20,000 that you didn't pay in taxes. We're just going to put a lien on your home for that. So if you ever want to refinance your mortgage or sell your house, the first place that the profits go is to us. That's how it works. That sucks. Because that means that, remember, the big thing that I'm hoping for to eventually get out of debt is a refinance of my home. I have a lot of equity in this house. I've lived here since 2014, and the home value has gone up every year I've lived here to the point where I know eventually I can refinance this house. And when I do that, what I want to do is take all of my shitty credit card debt, loan debt, all this debt that I have that's considered bad debt, put it into the mortgage, dramatically reduce my monthly payments, and now that extra money goes to the taxes, goes to paying the things that I'm having trouble paying right now. The problem right now is I have an insane amount of this bad debt, or credit card, loan debt. It's considered bad debt, and it's exponential interest rates, where in the last year and a half, and this is no exaggeration, my credit card payments more than doubled. So I used to pay a certain amount a month for all my credit cards. I now pay more than double that. I have the same amount of debt. It's not like my debt went up, but because of the same amount of debt, because interest rates and everything in the United States have raised recently, the Fed raised interest rates and everything, all these credit card companies freaked out. Oh my God, and they raised their interest rates. So I'm paying more than double what I used to in credit card payments every month. That was the money I used to have to pay taxes. So until I can get rid of these credit cards, I can never be in a better position. So what I need to do is refinance this house, whether I can do it this year or next year. I need to show consistent income of a certain level. I now have 2 years of consistent income that's higher and hopefully is enough to qualify for a refinance. If not, 1 more year maybe, and hopefully that's enough. And then once I qualify for the refinance, I get rid of all the credit card debt and all these problems go away. If seriously, the day the credit card debt is gone and it goes into a mortgage payment, all my problems go away. Credit rating will increase dramatically, so my credit will get healthier. I'll have less monthly payments, be able to pay my taxes. All I need to be able to do is do that. It just really sucks, okay? It does. My problem is, like, it doesn't seem like either situation is a good one. If the government puts me on a payment plan for the taxes, I don't know if I can afford it. And I'm kind of at their whim, whatever they want to do, okay? I'm at their mercy. And I don't know what else to do because How am I going to pay it? Right now, I'm barely making ends meet to pay my own stuff. How am I going to pay this payment plan they put me on, right? Unless somehow I get an increase in income. If they put me the lien on my house, okay, at least short term, that's the better option because now immediately I don't have to come up with money. But number one, still that doesn't help me with paying taxes this year. The new taxes for this year. Number two, what if I want to refinance and now they look, oh man, you got a 20 grand lien on your house? That we don't want to deal with that because that's less equity for you. Now that's less debt of yours that you can pay off. There's basically no good situation. The only good situation here is if I somehow raise enough funds to pay off most, if not all, of the taxes that I'm going to owe by mid-April. In 1 month. Basically, I have 1 month, the month of March, and the first 2 weeks of April. That's the time. I have a month and a half left to raise enough funds to pay my federal taxes. And if I can't do that, I'm basically financially screwed. Realistically, the only way out at that point would be to sell the house, which would be terrible. I worked my ass off to earn this place, to buy it, to maintain it, to keep it. I turned this office into my place of business, and you guys love the quality of the streams and videos that I put out in this office. I know that. I know how much better of a setup this is than I'm ever going to get if I move to another small apartment, or you know what I mean? Like, I know. I just know the quality is going to go away. And the internet here has been fairly consistent. What happens if I have to move to an apartment complex where everyone has shared internet again, like I used to have in Connecticut? Remember all the internet issues I fucking constantly had when I lived in Connecticut because it was shared internet, which I don't have here? It's going to be terrible. It really is. It's just going to be absolutely awful. And plus, if I had to move out of here, all right, if I had to move out of here to move somewhere else, now you're talking looking for a new place, preparing this house for sale, which I'm not going to have time to do unless I stop working. So now you're talking stop work to do this. You know what I mean? Like, it's not feasible. It's just not fucking feasible to do this. It sucks that I'm in this situation. So I really don't know. There's like no way out. It's like the only way to get out of the situation clean without horrible consequences is to raise enough funds to at least knock out the majority of the taxes that I'm going to owe in April in a month and a half. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Even with all of you guys being as generous as you possibly can and coming out and saying we support you and we love what you do. We want you to succeed. We don't want you to lose your house here. Here's a little bit of help. Even with all of you doing that together, I don't know if it's going to be enough. I'm nervous. I don't know what to do, man. I don't. I guess we'll see. So let's be honest here. In the month of March, what's going to happen and what can you do to help? All right. The bottom line is that in order for you to be directly supportive now moving forward with this tax situation, there's multiple ways you can help. Pledging to my Patreon, still okay. That's still fine. Buying something for my Teespring, that's okay. That's still good for now. Or tipping me, okay? Cheering and subbing, I still appreciate. They're still great, but it actually takes 2 months of processing time for any cheers or subs to actually translate into anything that will benefit me at all. So you're talking, if you do that in March, I don't see it until May. It's too late to help with the taxes. You see what I mean? So at this point, I'm at, like, this is the limit now. This is the very end of that. And not to say that those who cheer and sub during the month of March will not be appreciated. You'll still get your shout out. I'm still appreciate any contributions. Keep in mind, even though I'm trying to raise money for taxes, I still need money just to pay my bills. You see what I mean? So still okay. Still okay if you want to cheer or sub during the month of March. It's still good and it's much appreciated. But if you really want to help with this tax situation, it's got to be Patreon, Teespring, or tipping me. Those are the 3 ways to help, okay? During the month of March, you're going to hear me talking about this. Please tip me today on stream if you want to help out. That's the best way to help out, and I'm going to be saying that all month long. Dope Soap says, didn't you say if worst comes to worst, selling the house would be the last thing you did and that you could claim bankruptcy or default and stop making payments for the condo? Well, let's talk about those things. If I just default and don't pay for the condo in Connecticut, a few things happen. Number one, legally, I still have to pay the condo association dues because as long as that home is still legally in my name, I'm legally responsible for that, and if I don't pay those, they could actually sue me, which would really fuck me over. So I have to still pay those. Those are still $350 a month, all right? I could stop just paying the mortgage on the place in Connecticut, and that would be about $1,000 a month extra. That still wouldn't be enough to pay taxes. It still wouldn't be enough to do much, okay? It would help, but it wouldn't help much. What would end up happening is the mortgage company would come after me. I would just outright tell them, I'm not talking to you. I'm abandoning the property. I cannot afford it anymore. It's up to you to start foreclosure proceedings and do what you need to do. The only information you need from me moving forward is to tell me when you foreclosed on the property, period. and I'm done with you, and then I could just completely ignore them and never answer them again. But potentially, from what I'm to understand, it could take like years. It could take like a year for them to even begin formal foreclosure proceedings. So I'd still be stuck with that condo for like a year, 2 years. And by the way, the moment you stop paying a mortgage, your credit goes boo into the toilet. Now the problem that we're talking about is if my credit score goes insanely low, the credit companies who I have credit cards with are now going to contact me and be like, "Oh, Phil, well, guess what? We're canceling all your credit cards because your credit went so bad. We don't want you to be our customer anymore. You still owe what you owe, but you can never use the credit cards again." Well, I hate to tell all of you this. Credit cards are what I use to pay everything because I have no money. All my money goes to pay the debt. So I need to have freedom of credit. Or if I don't have a little bit of freedom of credit, I can't even buy games. I wouldn't be able to buy the games for the streams. I wouldn't be able to go grocery shopping. Nothing. I'd have no money at all. I have no flexibility. So if I stopped paying that condo in Connecticut, within a year, I probably would fuck everything up so badly that I would basically ruin my life. Okay? So I probably just can't do that. All right? Declaring bankruptcy is a tough call. The reason being, I would have to justify that I have enough financial problems here to justify bankruptcy. And I could justify, listen, my business is based out of my home. So if I sell my home, you're talking major disruption to the business to the point where I'll lose so much income, I can't pay my bills. So I can't move. There's nothing else to draw upon. I can't possibly work more to make more money. It's just not possible. I have to declare bankruptcy. But there's all these guidelines that I would have to basically hire a bankruptcy lawyer to now look into it. More money I don't have to pay a bankruptcy lawyer to make a case and say whether or not it's something that I could actually do. By the way, again, when you do bankruptcy proceedings, your credit's completely destroyed. Now, the difference here is if I do bankruptcy proceedings, technically my debt is erased or some of my debt is erased. So even though maybe I wouldn't have the ability to have credit anymore, I'd still be making money from what I do as a job, and the money could go to important things like paying the taxes, paying for things just with cash rather than on credit. So, I don't know. It would be very tough for me to justify bankruptcy unless there was a sudden massive decrease in income. So to give you guys a perfect example here, let's say later this year, Article 13 passes, and half the people who watch me can't watch me anymore because they're all blacklisted because Article 13 makes it so the European Union can't watch streams and videos anymore. So my views halve, my viewership on stream halves, my contributions on stream halves, and I'm making half as much money. I can't pay any bills anymore. Now I could file for bankruptcy probably convincingly easy and just say, look, the money just went away. There's nothing I could do with it. So, you know, and that's probably exactly what I would have to do. If Article 13 passes and ruins everything, that's it. You know what I mean? It's over. Illusion God did 100 cheers. Hey, Phil, what's up? Fred Flintstone cheers. Can we get a shout out to Chestnut? What's up, Chestnut? How you doing? Chestnut actually now stands perfectly nicely here. He used to fall all the time, and now he actually just sits still, which is nice. Big Ol' Goose Cheers said, are you prohibited from using the condo as a rental property? In Connecticut, not prohibited, but I can't do it because I would need to have someone actually maintain the property. Let me explain. Let's say I find a renter to rent a place in Connecticut. Great. Money starts coming in immediately. But if the toilet breaks, I'm legally responsible to have that toilet fixed. If that person violates the condo rules and gets in trouble, like they're making loud noises at night, I'm the one responsible to make sure that they stop doing that. Without being physically in Connecticut, how do I do those things? Plus, I have no money. I have no money to call a plumber and fix the toilet. You see what I mean? What I need is a company to come in and do what's called property management. Well, I get rent. They take the rent payment and take a cut of it every month and give me the rest. If I could find a company to do that, then I'd be okay and I'd be able to rent the condo in Connecticut. I haven't been able to find a single fucking reputable company who will do it for me. All I found was individuals who don't have business listings, don't have websites, don't have anything on like Yelp, nothing official. Oh, I just do it as a side thing. All the companies in Connecticut that are really good property management companies won't deal with the area where my condo was in because that's considered a high-risk area where a lot of people are not dependable and they flake out and do stupid shit like I just described. So they don't want to deal with those areas. So I can't find someone to manage my condo. I can't rent it. It's a money pit for me, and I can't get rid of it. Piscu just did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Piscu. Dope Soap cheers. We'd be willing to put total tips and a goal counter for the whole month so people can know exactly how much to give. The problem with that would be, number one, I don't have the total. I don't know what I owe. Until I know what I owe, I can't do that. Number two, you know what a nightmare it would be to do a running total of tips for the entire fucking month. I can't even do it for the day. Like, I do my first stream, then on second stream, I try to add the tips together on the fly while gaming. It's not possible. It's just not. If I had an automated system, then yes, but I don't. And Muxy, by the way, doesn't work. Some people say, oh, use Muxy's totals. They don't work. The other day, I looked and it claimed that I had like $30 in tips when I had received 5. And I'm like, it just doesn't work. Muxy's system never worked. So yeah, I don't think I would be able to do like, I don't think I would be able to do a running tally for the month. But what I could do is like, if I have an idea of, you know, what I need to raise, maybe for those special events, like I mentioned, for the retrospective event, for the marathon I'm going to do in March, then I could have tip goals that I could have on the stream that we could build towards during those days, probably. Ben Boxer cheered. He says, does having bad credit score affect things like Apple Pay and PayPal? Not really. In particular, credit scores will affect things such as credit cards, personal loans, and the ability to get new credit. There are other very, very narrow exceptions to that where it will affect other things. But in general, bad credit or having issues with credit, those are the direct things that it affects. I have never heard a situation where like PayPal said you can't use our services because you have bad credit. They don't even run your credit. So I don't know how they would even do that. Same thing with Apple Pay. They don't get you that information, you know. Lotion God Cheery says, will you change the couch mascot? Will you keep it seasonally themed? Right now, Chestnut's been pretty cool for a couple months. I've had him January and February. At this point, you know, seasonally themed, what's the next season? Spring? What do you want, a rabbit for Easter? I see what I mean? Like, I don't know. Having a mascot is the last thing on my mind for this month of March. Trust me, it'll be the last fucking thing I'm thinking about with all the stuff going on. Some people are saying I should think of doing something like a GoFundMe. I mean, I don't know how that would go down. I don't know if GoFundMe would allow my situation to be something that people can contribute to. I have no idea if that's something that's allowed, you know. It just sucks. Like, my situation is one that's just shitty. If this tax situation with the state taxes didn't happen, I would be actually perfectly fine right now. If you can believe it. Because when it was just a rolling problem that created more and more issues. When I found out in 2017 that my attorney had, or my CPA, excuse me, had been doing my taxes wrong for 4 years, it completely screwed me over. Not only did I have to owe roughly around between $1,500, I think it was between $1,500 and $2,000 a year for state taxes, but then I had to pay thousands of dollars in back taxes, plus fees, plus interest. Then I had to pay the new CPA to fix it, and he charged thousands of dollars. That was the money it was supposed to go to my federal taxes. Like, no lie, that money all would have gone towards federal taxes. So that was the beginning of the snowballing effect that fucked me over. Dope Soap, I mean, he just cheers it. I think if you played with subs and random people, you make more money. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. That's not going to bring in significant. I used to do fan events, right? They didn't bring in anything significantly new. All it did was for the longtime fans or whatever, they feel a little bit appreciated, which I get. But then people started ruining those events with trolling, and it didn't make sense to do them anymore. That's not a good idea. Not going to help. Bagel Goose, what you're saying doesn't apply. So I appreciate you trying to think of ideas. What you're saying does not apply to my situation. So, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the month of March, it's this simple. If you want to help me out with this impending tax doom that's happening, pledge to my Patreon, buy something for my Teespring, tip me on stream. Those are the 3 ways you can help. I need as much help as possible because I know I'm going to owe a ridiculous amount of taxes. I just know it. I know I'm going to owe a giant amount of taxes, plus late fees and interest for not paying any taxes over 2018. You know, there will be events. There will be a marathon and a retrospective event, both special events where there'll be kind of like rallies for support and we'll running totals, you know, of what we can raise during those events. So those would be great times. If you're thinking, what's the perfect time for me to do it? Those would work. Although any day you just drop by a stream and you want to contribute is also much appreciated, okay? That's the way to do it, man. And it's okay. It's very simple. If you cannot do those things and you still want to cheer and sub to the channel, that's great. That you could still do that. That helps me long term. It's not going to help me with the taxes, but it'll still help me long term. The reason why I'm not doing a sub goal for the month of March is this simple. I need to push people towards the funding that's going to help me with my taxes. I need people to pledge to Patreon, buy things from Teespring, and tip me. If I do a sub goal, now I'm pushing them towards another funding method that's not going to help me with this thing I need to take care of right away, okay? That's why there's no sub goal in March, but it will return in April. All right, guys, well, I guess that's it. I've chilled with you, and I told you about the situation. I'll talk about this stuff on pre-stream tomorrow. So just so you guys know, tomorrow is going to be this Toe Jam and Earl game. If I can buy it, I'm going to try right now. And the return of Black Ops 4 Blackout. Okay? Hope to see you all tomorrow for a fun full day of streaming. If you can't make it by tomorrow, you know, I'll be streaming. Oh my god! That was not what I meant to click on. That was completely inadvertent. I did not mean to click on that at all. That was a mistake. I didn't mean to click on that. But anyway, yes, I'll be streaming tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday before I have a day off. So hope to see you at least sometime this weekend. All right, everyone. Thank you very much. Have a good night. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out.